Hi everyone, welcome to our Clean Architecture Flutter course. In this course, we are going to build a simple meme app by using a Flutter block state management with clean architecture, and we will write a unit widget and integration test end to end. Okay, for state management we will use a block pattern, and for service locator we will use a get it. Okay, so this would be our end application. This will look like this, where we will show a bunch of memes and their titles. Okay, for that we will use a open source API. Okay, fine. So why we are using a clean architecture? Okay, by using a clean architecture we will separate our projects into different three layers: presentation, domain and data, and each layer would be independent from each other. Okay, this give us flexibility to write or test cases for each layer independently. We do not need to depend on them. Okay, by using a clean architecture, uh, we have one more benefit, that let's suppose if something is changed in data layer, then we do not need to take care about our presentation and domain layer. We just need to make changes in data layer. like let's suppose we are currently we are using some kind of a JSON inside our data layer, and in future if we are using a Firebase for our backend, then we need to just change inside our data layer. Okay, how the data will be flow in clean architecture? The data would be flow from here, from data layer. Okay, data layer to our repository, then repository to our use cases, then from our presentation logic where we will define our block. From block we will pass to our widgets. Okay, then how the event will be flow? Once on the widget would be our topmost layer, where the user would be interact from our application. Once user perform some action on our widgets, then we will put some event inside our block. Inside our block, what we will do, we will call some use cases. Okay, by use cases we will call this abstract repository method here on domain layer. Okay, and this repository would be implemented on a data layer by calling required data source implementation method. Okay, so this would be a flow of our application once user tap on some action. Okay, I hope this is clear how the flow would be work in our application. Okay, the main part is here. The repository is the bridge between our domain layer and data layer. You can see here. Okay, so in the next video what we will do, we will start defining our project structure. We will divide our presentation, domain and data layer in different parts. Okay, that's it for this introduction video. We will start our course from next video. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, hi everyone. In this project we will create a meme app by using a clean architecture, and we will also use unit test cases, widget test cases and integration test end to end. Okay, so what we will do in this lecture? In this lecture we will define the architecture of our project, which layer would be inside our application and why they are at that place. Okay, so let's start building our application. To create application, as we all know, we will use this command create meme app. So I already created this app, so I don't need to create the again, so you can create on your own end. So let's define the architecture of our project. So basically we have three layer in our application: domain layer, this one, okay, data layer and the presentation layer. Data layer would be this presentation layer would be outer layer where the user would be interact with our application. Okay, let's see what we will define inside our domain layer. We will divide our domain layer in three parts: entities, repository, and use cases. Why? Let's understand why we are defining to three layers. So let's see what is entities. Basically, entities are the core element, or we can say, or object inside our application. Okay, let's say we are building a meme application. Okay, inside meme application, what element we have, what element we can think, like we can think that we have a meme object where we will see the meme. Okay, fields. So that would be a one object, and let's say we are using some kind of authentication services inside our application. So, and we want to show the user profile, so we have one more core element that would be a user. So we will define that here. Okay, so for that for this application we will use a API, open source API, which come from imageflip.com, and we will use this get API. Okay, get memes, which holds endpoint get memes. Okay, which returns a list of meme object. We will create these entities, meme entities, inside our domain layer. So I hope you understand what is entities and why we need it. So let's come on use cases. So basically use cases are performs what the action you can perform inside our application. Let's say you can call that you want to get all the memes. So for that you have to perform an action which would be get memes, or whatever the name you want to say that. Okay, so as of now we can think that we can perform a action to get all our memes. So for that we will define our use cases, that would be get memes. And why we need use cases? Basically these use cases help us to make the communication between our entities and our repository layer, this layer. By using these use cases we can make a communication between our entities and repository part. Okay, now let's see what is repository. We will define inside repository, we will define our common method, like basically here we can define our common methods, whatever we want to place there. Like for as of now we can think that we have to call some APIs to get all the memes, so we have a one common method that will be a get memes. Okay, so we will define that particular method inside our repository folder in a interface format. We do not need to provide the implementation of that particular method, we just define as an abstract class here. Okay, we will implement that in data layers once we come on that layer. Okay, so let's see what we have in data layers. In data layers we have three things: models, repository, and data source. Okay, inside models what we have, inside model we will provide the implementation of our entities. Okay, we will extend and then we'll create our model class basically, and these model class are responsible for to retrieve the data from data source and to send the data to data source. Okay, and by using these model class we will map our entities as well, this part which we define inside our domain layer. Okay, now let's come on our repository which we define inside our data layer. These inside this repository, this is the implementation of repository which we define here inside domain layer. Here we will override all the methods which we are defined inside our repository. Okay, and this file is responsible for calling the actual data retrieval and storage from the calling the required that particular data source implementation. Okay, let's say we have a repository. Okay, let's as of now let me create abstract class C. Okay, here we have a one repository that would return nothing, void get memes. Okay, abstract class C. Okay, fine. Inside repository we have a class called B, which extends we have C, which comes from here, or we can also say implement C. So we have to do this. We have to provide the implementation of that particular method inside our repository implementation. Let's say this is B implementation. Okay, this extend implement this class, this is which is our interface, which we define our domain layer, and here we will actually define the that particular method which we define here. Okay, inside meme data source, here we will call the actual meme implementation and the data call get memes like this, and this will return. Okay, fine. Now come on our data source part. Inside this part is actual the concrete implementation of our particular logic or particular method calls. Okay, let's say as of now, let's say we are using a API calling here, so we have to define all the HTTP call inside our data source layer. Okay, let's say we have a this get API, so we have to call a get HTTP method here, and we will define a one data source layer inside. We will define inside our data source layer that particular method. Okay, I hope you understand. Now let's come on a presentation layer. Inside presentation layer we have a BLoC, pages and widgets. We are using BLoC for state management. Okay, so as of now we have one page that would be a home page where we will show all the memes which we comes from that particular method use cases calling. Okay, and we will define we defined our widgets folder. We will define our common widgets or common components, UI component, which we use inside our application. Okay, so that is it for this video. In the next video we will start from our domain layer and define the entities, meme entities here. Okay, and after that we will define our use cases, repository and a domain layer. Okay, fine. So that's it for this video. So let's see what we will do in a next upcoming video. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you.
In our last video, we defined the architecture of our project. We defined our data layer, domain layer, and presentation layer. Okay. Inside data layer, we divided three parts: data source, models, and repository. And our domain layer, we defined entities, repository, and use cases. Inside presentation layer, we divide into three parts. First one was the blog, second one was the pages inside our project, and the last one would be widgets, where we will put all the common components. In this lecture, what we will do, and basically in this lecture we will start writing codes on our domain layer, and we complete the domain layer in this video. Okay, so let's start creating our first entity, that is memes. So we have this API to get all the memes from the server. Okay, for that you can see that it will return a response like this: success, that would be true, and the list data, which is your list of meme objects. Okay, so now we will define our entity. Inside our entity we have a 7 or 8 fields: ID, name, URL, list, height, box, product, etc. So we will not use caption field as of now because this is not required. So let's define. I already created this entity and defined it. Okay, now comes on repository part. We will create an interface for our repository. So I rename as a new repository dot. Let's define our update class. main repository. Okay. Here we will declare our first method that would be get name. Okay. And the return type would be future of either it will return uh, either failure or our main type object. Okay. We can import this from our entities, and the either data type will come from a Dart package. You have to install this package inside a pop.yaml file. I already have this package. Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to define our failure object. So let's come on core part and define a folder called, create a folder called error. Okay. Inside error, let's define a file name failure.dart. Let's create our class failure. Okay. And create a constant constructor of our class failure that will take one parameter as a message. Okay. Now define a field of our class that would be nullable and the field name is message. Okay, fine. Let's import this. Fine. So we created interface for our project at a domain layer that is name repository, and as of now inside our interface we have one method that is get name, and it will return either failure and we will get our name, list of names actually. This would be list of names. Okay. So either we will get failure from while calling this method or we will get our list of name object. Fine. Now we will define our use cases. So as of now we will define our use case that would be get name. So let's define it class get name. Okay. So as you know that by calling any use cases, what we can expect, we have to provide some parameters. Okay. And we have to we can expect something that can be returned from that particular use case. So let's define a common use case file inside our core file. It's as a abstract file. Let's define it as an interface here also we will define it. Let's define a folder called use cases. Okay, I already defined it. So let's use cases.bat. We will define a abstract class use cases. Okay. Inside our abstract class we will declare a method that is called. Okay. And this use case will take two things: type that we want to return from that particular use case and the parameter. Okay. And the return type would be future. Either it will return a failure or it will return the type we want from that particular use case, and we will import the required dependency. Okay. And this will take this parameter as a parameter. Fine. What if this is a scenario when some parameters are required while calling the API, but in some scenario we do not need to pass any parameters. So what for that cases? So for that cases we will define our empty parameter. There we do not need to pass any parameters. So let's define our class empty parameters. Okay. And now let's create a class called no parameters, which will exchange our empty parameters interface. Fine. Now let's come on our use cases. We have a use case that means that will implement our common use case. Okay. This will take a type of what we want So or return from this use case, we want list of name objects. Okay, and the parameter what we want to provide for this use case, we do not want to parameterize any parameter. So basically, we will simply call our no parameters first. Now we have to provide the implementation of our method that is called. Okay, so now let's create a constructor for our use case. That will be a constant constructor get name. Okay, and here we need our repository class, final repository. Sorry, that would be a name repository. Okay, let's make it required. Okay, now inside our use call method, we will call the required method from our repository, abstract repository. So we do not need to dependent on our data source layer. This is the use cases why we define the interface as an interface of our repository. So we do not need to dependent on the data source layer. We just call our repository from a domain layer and use it inside our application. So what we did, we define our use cases that make. This will implement our common use cases, and this will take a two parameters. That is what we want to return from this use case. We want to return a list of name of entities, and we do not want to change any parameters. So we are using this no parameter class. Let's say if you want to some kind of a parameter, then we will use a class my parameter, and here we will define our parameter final a, and my parameter are required this dot a. So in this case, we will use these parameters, and we will define the two JSON method here inside our parameters, and we'll use while calling the API. Okay, but in our scenario, we do not need to pass any parameters while calling API. So we will use this no parameter class. Fine. I hope this is clear for you. So we almost completed our domain layer. We create our entities, name entities, define all the fields, and then we create our interface for our at a domain layer for meme repository. As of now, we do have only one method inside our interface, that is get name. This will return either, we are expecting that we will get either failure or we will get a list of name objects. Okay, to use these, we are defined our use cases, that is get name. Inside get name, we implement our common use case that will take a no parameters for calling the API or API method which are required, because we do not need to pass any parameters. That's why we use this class no parameters, which we define inside our code. And we are expecting that this use case will return like list of name as well. Okay, we override our call method which defined inside a use case and call the required method from our domain layer repository. So yeah, that's it for this video. In the upcoming video, what we will do, basically in the upcoming video, we will start writing our data layer, where we will define our model, repository information, and the actual API calling inside the main data source file. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope it's clear for you. Thank you. Okay, so in our last video, we created our domain layer. Inside domain layer, we define our entity, repository, and one use case, that is getName. So in this video, what we will do, we will write the test cases for our use case. Okay, and we follow the theme architecture which we define while defining our architecture of our code. We will follow the same layer at the time of while writing the test cases. Okay, for test cases, we will use a subcategory, that is Flutter test, which provides from a Flutter framework, and we will use a Mockito package first to create a Mockito of class C, and finally we have a build runner to generate a code for us. Okay, so now we will start writing test cases for our use cases. First use case, that is get mean. So we define a file name which means get means in the input test. So whatever the test file we will define inside our test folder, that would come with underscore test.file. Okay, so let's start creating our first test cases. Okay, let's define our test. Okay. Okay. It comes by not selecting it. Let me import it. Import Flutter test. Flutter test. Okay. So our first test would be what? While calling get means use cases, we should get list of meme objects. Okay, fine. So now we will use a Mockito to generate a mock for our repository class, meme repository. So we will use annotation to generate mock. Okay, and we will use our meme repository. So let's import our package. We have to import Mockito annotation. This keyword will generate mock. Okay. Now we will run a command to generate a code for us. Flutter package pub run build runner will let's say delete conflicting output. This will create a code for us, mock code for us. Mock of this particular class. Yes. Okay. Let's wait for a few seconds. It will create a mock of the particular. Okay. Here you can see that it's created now. So now let's create a mock of mock mean repository. Okay, equal to we created mock repository, mock mean repository. Fine. Now let's say we have to call our first use case, that is get mean. This is our main case. Get mean. Let's say six get mean, and the repository which we provide, that will be our mock repository. Fine. Now what we have to do, we will call our method final result. Inside result we will call our get mean. Okay. Now what is this is required? This saying that one position argument accepted. So we have to provide our parameter. So this use case doesn't need any parameter. So we will define our no parameter class here. Fine. Now what we have to do? We have to expect that what can return from this result. So we will hold it. We have to use the await keyword here because it's a future method. Okay. The result dot fold, either it will return left side, that would be failure, or either it will return right side, that would be list of meme objects. And now we have to define our method. Okay. Inside what we inside method what we are and we should have a list of names. Let's create a one more folder that would mock. Inside mock, let's create a file called migrated mocks.dot. Here we will define all the mock objects like so we have a final that is mock list of names. Okay, mock list of names. Here we will define our mock. Okay, ID let's say one, name is name one, and the URL is https://abc.com and list let's say 123 height is 12 and box count as 2. Fine. Define the constant. Fine. So we define our one mock object, one mock list of names. Okay. We will use this as a method object. So we are going import it. Fine. Now try to run it. Let's see what is happening. So, it's saying that missing stub error that means no stub was found. This method is the argument of this method. That means we didn't provide the stub of our use case. Okay. We are calling the get means use case. Okay. The get means use case call this method called get means. Okay. So we have to provide the stub. We have to stub this particular method. So how we will stub this particular method? So for that we will use the when. Let's define a method that would be a while. Return type would be while, and we will do a setup for that. Setup success for get means. Okay, fine. Okay, let's define. Let's call a when. Inside when, what we will do is let's just clear our final mock repository, mock name repository, mock name repository. Okay, create object of that mock class. Fine. This name is come from Mockito. So we will import it. Repository. We will stub this get mean method. Then and so we will enter it. This would be a future method and we will string and we will return right side and the object what we will return that will be our mock list of names. Fine. And we will call this the initial of this case cases. Okay. So we do not need to define this here because we already defined at the upper level. So we will delete it. Now see what we are doing. We created a test case, first test case, and the test case is while calling get name cases, we should get list of name objects. We are saying that when we call our use case get name, then we are expecting that we will get a list of name objects. So for that we are doing a setup for our this use case. So we are stub this get names method. Basically we are saying that when this get names method is called, so please return list of mock list of names. Okay. So now here what happens? We are getting our use case get names and providing the mock repository which we are stubbed here. Okay. Now while calling this get names use cases while providing no parameters because there is no parameters which are required while calling this use case. Okay, and here we are expecting that while getting result Either it would be left side or right side, but we are expecting that we will get a list of names. Okay, so now try to run it and see whether it will run on it. So you can see our test case is false. While calling that name, this will get list of name members and this test case is false. Now on our other test cases would be while calling that name, we will get a failure. While calling that name, we should get failure. Okay, so let's define our one more setup for that. In this case, we will set up for failure. Okay, set up failure for get name. While we call this get names method inside our repository, then this time we will return the left side. In the left side, we have to return failure. So let's create a failure for that. Final failure is equal to failure and the message will be server failure. Okay, this is mock failure. So let's say it is const. Okay, let's return from here and this is const. Use this setup while we start our display test. Setup failure for get means. The same thing here we are installing our get means use cases by using a mock mean repository. Now once we call our get means method here, get means use case, either it will return left side or right side, and we will now this time we should expect failure because we already observed here that it will return. We are saying that it will return the left side. So we have to expect the left side here, not the right side. Inside the left side, this will return what? Mock failure. Okay, now let's see what we get. Okay, now our test case is solved. Let's run the whole test case at one time. So now you can see that both test cases are passed. So yeah, this zero. So finally we write the test cases for our first use case. Okay. So now comes on our entity part. We will write the test cases for our entity. We have a one entity. What is that? That was means.dart. Okay. Let's create another file under the entities folder. Name as mean.dart. Let's create a wide name. Create a case. We'll give the description. We'll create our main entity field. Okay. Fine. Let's define a mock mean entity inside our migrated map. Okay. Final mock mean entity. Okay. Mean fine. Let's say one name is mean name. Okay. URL is this copy. This is our URL. Let's copy the same thing. Yes. We will save it. Okay. This is a mock mean entity. Fine. Now we will set that mock mean entity dot Let me import it first. The ID should match for this. What was the my ID? 1. Okay, let's copy paste. Okay, let me put it here. We will extract one by one. ID name should be name and URL should be this HTTP URL, and then weight is 123. Okay, height would be 12, right? And the final will be box count, that would be 2. So now run this system and see if this is passed or not. So yeah, our test case is passing. So we write the test cases for our interface and the use cases. In the next video, we can start our database. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you. We write the test cases for our domain name. Fine. We write the test cases for our new entity and the use cases, that was get means cases. So now we will start writing our data layer. Okay. So let's create our means model on a data layer. We will create a freeze data model for this. Why we use a freeze data class? By using a freeze data class, we do not need to override two string methods. We do not need to override equal to operator. We do not need to create a copy with method, and we do not need to. We will also get the serialized and deserialized object of our class. So these all things we all get by using a freeze data class. Fine. This will generate from a freeze set. So let's define our class mean model. Okay, this will extend our mean entity. Okay, and we will use this keyword. The context is like this: mean model. Fine. This would be a freeze data class, so we have to provide the annotation freeze. Okay, and now we have to import as a part. Okay, for freeze dot. For we also need to create a serialized object for that, so we will also add this one, this for this statement as well. Means model dot freeze dot means model dot view dot. This is the syntax, and this is the syntax. So we define our class mean model. We extend means entity, and this is the syntax of to create a freeze data class. Okay, fine. Let's create our constructor for this class. Const factory constructor. Okay, create a factory construction of mean model class. Okay, this will take a list of parameters which we can get from here. Let's copy paste it. Okay, let's replace with required, and we will replace this with comma. Okay, so fine. Now let's define our another constructor that would be a main constructor. That should also be effective, but that will also affect the constructor. Factory means model dot from JSON. Okay, JSON, and this will return this new model. Okay, and this will return something like this. Fine. Okay, let's make it constant. So now we will generate our command for that. So let's say run the generator command dot run will run loop and eventually constant. This will create a file for us. Okay, so what the error is, the mixing can't be applied. Okay, means model, this line would be from this. Okay, fine. Okay. It will take a this one also. Yeah. So we created a mean model class, that is this data class, which extend our mean entity, and we created our from JSON and from JSON. That's all. Okay. So now let's come on our repository layer. Inside repository layer, we will define our class mean repository implementation. Okay, that will extend our mean repository. We have to provide the information of our interface. Okay, fine. So let's define our mean data source class. Let me define our object class mean data source. Okay, inside this class we have one method that would be uh, get. Okay, let's define, let's create a class mean data source implement. We will implement this interface here. Implement mean data source. Okay, we have to override. Fine. So for this video, that's it. In the next video, we will start implementing this mean repository implementation in data source part. So that's it for this video. Thank you. In the last video, we define our mean model inside our data layer. We use the free data class for defining our model. Okay. So in this video, we will define our data source and our repository. Let's define our repository. We implement the mean repository. We define our mean repository class, which implement our mean repository interface, which will define our inside our domain layer. There we have a one method that is getMean. Okay, that the return type of this method would be, it would be either failure or that could return list of mean model. Okay, so as of now we are not implementing this method. Firstly, we will define our data source layer, data source part, then we will use that thing. Okay, let's come on this part. We define our object mean data source. There we have one method that would be getMean. Okay, let's copy paste. We do not need to define here getMean. Let's import it. Mean model. Either fine. Let's override it here. Okay. Now here what we have to do, here we have to do actual API call. Fine. So for API calling, we will use a DO package for that. So let's go on pub.dev, search for DO. Okay. Come on, just install it. Let's put the pub we added a new dependency, BO as a BO. So we will use BO package for calling our API. So let's see the information how we can use it. We have to create an object of BO class. Let's do it. Final BO. Okay. Now we can use this method, BO get method. Okay. Let's see. It says asynchronous. Okay, fine. Here we will provide the API which we need to use. Okay. Let's use it. Fine. Now let's try to run. We have a response. Okay. What would be response? A response would be dynamic. Okay. Let's return a response as of now. Means model dot from JSON a response whatever we can get. Okay. Let's try to print this response first. Let's return failure. Okay. We will return failure. What is saying? A value of type failure can't be written from the method. That means because it has a type of either failure or list of names. So we have to return in left part. We can't return directly failure. Okay. Return like this. So now let's run our application. Start debugging. So yeah, finally our application is built. Now try to call this method. Okay. For that, now come on this part, main part. Okay, we have a one button here, floating action button. Increment counter. We will directly call as of now the method, our method. What is that? Let's make a repository information that is nothing but um, mean data source. Mean data source. Okay. Mean data source is equal to mean. We created this. It's the class, so we can't create object for that. So we will use the implementation of that particular abstract class. So let's call the method here. That means okay. This is asynchronous. You have to await for that. That's it. Let's come on here. Try to add a debug pointer here and see what is happening. Let's restart the application. Okay. Or at restart. Now let's tap on this plus icon. Okay. We are here. Play. We are calling our API and let's see what the print. Okay. We got our response. Finally we got our response. Now we have to just return the this name object from there. Okay. Because as of now we are just returning directly return the left part. So now we are sure that we are getting response from this API. So we can directly return this name field from our object. Okay. So okay. We saw that we are getting the response. So now we have to parse our model by using this response. So let's see what the response we are getting. Let me return failure left side. Let me return failure. Okay, let's see the response, what the response we are getting in data. You can see that we have a success, data is this. Okay, now we have to pass our meme object. Okay, let's do one thing. If response dot status code is 200, then we will return right side. Okay, else we will return left side and return message as a server failure. Okay, let's make this as a constant. Fine. If we got a status code 200, in this case we have to return our response. So what we have to do, we have to call response dot data. Data is inside our data. Then we have a field called mean as a list of dynamics. Okay, dynamic. Fine. Now what we have to do, okay, let me just, now we have to pass this response and use inside our new model.com data. Okay, fine. Now what we will do, let me zoom in. Okay, so we are, if we get our status code 200, then in that case we will return right side. Inside right side we have our field data. Inside data we have a field mean, which will return a list of a mean object. Okay, here we have our dynamic field. Okay, let's return our mean model here. Mean model.com JSON and provide this element key as a match of string and dynamic, and at the end we will convert in this to list. Okay, fine. What we do here, we are firstly check if we got a status say 200, then we will return our right side, and if we didn't get status say 200, then we will simply return the left side. Means we are getting some kind of a error while calling this thing. Now let's try to run our application again and see if we are getting any error or not. Okay, now once we tap on this plus button, we simply successfully run. Let me print it here. Debug print, this is here. So let me use, okay. Okay, now run it again one more time. Let's tap on this button. Okay, we are here and we have successfully passed our mean model by our response. Okay, so that's it for this video. On the coming video we will okay, let's complete one more thing. We have to call our input data source implementation here. Let me define our final data source mean data source information. Mean data source. Okay. Let me define a mean data source. Constant constructor of our mean data source implementation. Okay. Require our mean data source. Okay. Let's see what the Reddit thing is available. Not okay. Fine. Okay. Let's call our data source implementation. Mean data source. And we will call that mean. And simply we will return it. Fine. Okay. That's it for this video. And on next upcoming video, we will write the test cases for our data source layer, which include model, repository implementation, and our data source implementation. So thank you for this video. We will meet in next video. Bye. In our last video, we completed our data layer. Okay, we complete our data source, models, and repositories. So from this video, we will start writing test cases for our data layer. So for that, I created a separate folder for our data layer, data source, models, and repositories. So we will start from models layer for models. Okay. For that, I created a file, test file for our model, new model test. Okay. So let's start writing test cases for our new model. Void new. Let's add our first case. Let's give a description. New model. New model should return JSON when using new model from JSON method. Okay, this is our first case. Okay, let's add our new model. New model is equal to new model from JSON. Okay, we have to use this first improvement. Now we have to add a mock JSON. We have to provide a mock JSON. Okay, so for that, let's come our migrated mock file. We create a mock file, and here is a migrated mock. So I already create a JSON for that. The JSON which we need. I already created it inside a JSON mock file. This is JSON which we use. Okay, let's use this, and we will import that particular library. Fine. Now what we will do? Let's try to expect each field which we get from our from JSON method. Mean model dot id. Okay, let's see what data is here. Let me copy here, and we will paste it here. Okay. This should be after from JSON method is successfully executed. Let's simply copy paste. Okay, find the next parameter is name, then URL, after that weight, then height, and at the end we have our box count. Okay, let's add that parameter value. Okay, we added URL. These both fields are 500 and 500. Height and width both are same. So and our box count is 2. Fine. Now let's try to run this test case. Yeah, our test case is passed. Fine. The another test case would be we should able to create a 2 JSON method. Okay, from our mean model class. Mean model should be create a create a JSON when we use name model to JSON method. Okay, so we have this. Let's create our result model message from our new model dot to JSON. Let's verify there is value. So let's say new model. We have new model. Okay, let's expect what we have to expect. Our result model ID is equal to our mock mean JSON ID. Okay, what is saying? Okay, let's make it expect. We are expecting. Okay, so let's copy paste this one for other parameters. Okay, now we will add this. We will match our name, then URL. After that, weight of our new model, then height, or at the end we will match our box count. Okay, fine. Let's remove this. Also remove from this. Now write down our application. Yeah, our both test cases are passed. Let's remove it. So in this video we successfully write our test cases for our model data class. Okay. So in next video we will start writing test cases for our data source layer, where we will write test cases for our repository and our data source implementation. So yeah, that's it for this video. In the upcoming video we will start writing test for our data source. Okay, thank you again.
So yeah, hi everyone. In our last video we write a test cases for our model classes at a data layer. Okay, so in this video we will start writing test cases for our repository and data source part. Okay, so let's start writing test cases for our repository layer. So I already create a test file and so under the repository folder to write a test cases for a repository implementation class. Okay, let's start writing test cases void main, and we will define our first test case. We will give some description. Okay, and we'll return it. Fine. What we have inside there, let me check. Okay, we have one method here which name is get memes, and it calling a meme data source and the get memes method inside our data source. Okay, so we have to mock this method get memes by help of this meme data source implementation. Okay, so we have to what we have to do, simply we have to create a generate mocks for class meme data source. Okay, let me import it. Wait, I don't know why it's not reported. Let me import like this. Import package meme app data source. Fine. Okay, now let's try to create a file for this. Now what we will do, we will try to run we will try to create a mock file for that. So we have to run a command called this. Okay, so this file is created. We have to simply import it, like here we import this mock file. Fine, mocks.dart, it's imported. Now we can create a mock data source, final mock meme data source. Okay, mock meme data source. Okay, let's try to simulate first test case, that what could be meme repository. Okay, either we will get a failure or we can get also a list of meme model. Fine, so what we have to do, we will write a test case for a success case. So we can give a description while calling get meme, we should get a list of meme models. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to call our method like this. Let's mock first. We will mock this method first. For that we will do a setup. Void setup success for get meme data, get meme. Let's make it like this only. Here we will call our main function, which comes from mock2 object. We have to import it. When what will mock meme data source, once this method is called .get memes, then what we will return, then and our answer should be, this would be future, then asynchronous, and we have to return right side and list of meme models. So we already have a mock meme model inside our migrated mocks file, list of memes. Okay, so what we will do, we will simply copy this here and import it. Now what's it saying, it's saying that list of memes can't be assigned to the parameter type of list of memes model. Okay, fine. So what we will do, we will create one more mock. This time we will create for meme models, and we will import this. This time we will use this mock file, mock variable. Okay, now while using this, while writing this test cases, we will firstly do a setup for our test case setup. Once we do setup, we are good to go. So now what we will do, let's create a instance for our mock meme repository. Final mock meme repository implementation. Let's make it this variable, and we will use meme repository implementation. And what we will do, we will pass this mock meme data source to our instance. Fine, now what we will do, simply we will start calling our methods get memes, this and will store inside our result variable. Fine, add a await keyword because this is future method. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to expect that response dot fold, we will fold this, it will return either left side or right side. Inside left side we will get failure, on right side we will get list of meme models. We already mock this method. We are saying that here line number 20, once you come on line number 28, we are set up success for get meme, and here we are saying that once on this data source file, once this get memes method would call, please return right side with mock list of models. Okay, we are overriding this method call. So once we call this method inside our repository, then we should expect that we will get this side, the right side, and with mock list of model. Okay, let's verify it's either we are getting or not. So we are expecting that the response would be same to our list of model. So let's try to run our this test case and see if it is working or not. So yeah, it's working. Let me delete this unusual imports. Okay, this is our first scenario and first test case. What is the another scenario? What would be another scenario? The another scenario would be while calling our get memes from our meme repository implementation, we will get also a failure response. So for that we will copy this test case and simply paste it here and change the description. While calling get memes, we would get failure. We would get while calling get memes, we would get failure response. Okay, for that we have to also override our get memes call. So we will do another setup for failure. Setup failure, make this name setup failure for get meme. And what here we will do, we will return left side with server failure. We already created one failure, we can just copy it and paste from here. I think we have one failure. Yeah, we have a mock failure. Okay, and this would be a constant. What we will do, we will simply call this method while running this test case, and once this method will be called from repository implementation, we are expecting that we will get this failure. If we are getting this failure, then we are implementing the right way. So now run the both test cases at once and see what is happening. Okay, we are got some error. What is this? Let's identify it. It's saying that actually it is instance of failure on line number this mock meme data source. Okay, we have to copy this mock failure. Now this would pass. Yeah, it's passed. Let's run one more time. So yeah, our both test cases are passed. So that's it for this video. In the upcoming video, what we will do, we will write test cases for our data source layer. Okay, so yeah, I hope this video is clear for you. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you. So yeah, hi everyone. In the last video we write a test cases for our repository layer. So in this video what we will do, we will write a unit test case for our data source layer. So let's start writing test cases for that. So we start writing test cases for that. We will give some description to our test case. Okay, let's make it asynchronous as usual. Okay, let's see what we are doing inside our data source. So here we are saying that we have a one abstract class of meme data source, and we are implementing this interface here, meme data source implementation, and override this method get memes. Here we are doing a do call by get call by using a do library. and if you are getting status code 200, then we are retaining our memes model, otherwise we are returning a failure. So what we have to do, we can mock this do library, okay, and on this do library we will mock this get method. What we will do, whenever this get method will be called, we will give response according to s. For that, what we have to do, we have to create a constructor for that of this class, okay, and we will give a field do. We will make it this required this dot do. Let's final do, okay, fine. Now what we have to do now, we have to do one more thing inside our test cases. We have to create mocks for geo, generates mocks, and we have to pass this library here, which we need to create the mock, okay. It's not imported, okay. Let's package do, import package do dot, fine. Let's try to run our code generator command. This will create a mock file for this do library, okay, so we can override that method on behalf of do. Okay, let's see we have generated or not, okay. Okay, let's see meme data source. So our mock file is generated. Simply what we will do, we will import that mock file inside our test case. Import meme data source mock.dart file, okay. Now let's give a description of our test. While calling meme get meme, okay, we should get meme response, meme object response, okay. For that, what we have to do, we have to mock our do method, which we call, let's fix this also, meme data source. We have to mock this get method. So let's do a setup for that. Void setup success for do get, okay, when from mockito, okay. Let's create a mock object for do. Final mock do is equal to from this class. Where this object is defined, it's a here inside our code generator file, okay. Now let's create our meme data source implementation, okay, and we will pass this mock do to our object of meme data source implementation, fine. Now what we will do, once mock do dot, whenever this method will call on any path, okay, what we have to return, we will expect one response, and this response will return from here, okay. What's it saying? It's saying that response type of dynamic, okay. We have to use await keyword here, async keyword here. Now while starting our test case, we will set up first, okay. Now we have to pass response type here, no? Then we will define one response as a response here, okay. I already okay, we have to define it, so let's define the response here. So I already defined it, you can see it, mock response, fine. So we can directly use it here, mock response as a mock. Now what's it saying? Undefined mock response, so we have to import this json file. Fine. Now what we will do, we will call our data source implementation and we will store that result inside a response variable. Okay, let's rename it meme data source dot get memes. Okay, now we can expect that we will get a response. Let's make it future, then we have to use a await keyword here. Now we can fold it, our response fold. If it's left side, then left side, return left side. If it's right side, then return right side. So what we are doing, let's see one more time. Okay, firstly we generate the mock file for our do library, so we can modify the do response according to x once any method on call on that library. Like we are set up success for once do get method is called, so we write a method set up success for do get. Here we are mocking this get method. Once this get method will be called, we will return this response. Okay, according to us. And here we are calling this method set up success for get do. Let's rename it get do. Okay, and we are passing this our mock response. This will be returns once any get method and call on this library, mock do library. Okay, so now once we are calling get memes method inside our meme data source, this method, okay, then we are expecting that once this method is called, either we will get left or right, but we are saying that we will get our response, this response. We will get left side. We have a mock library here. We will get this model. We will explain it how. Okay, see here we are mocking the get library and saying that we will get this response. Okay, and now once you come here, you will see that you will get once you get status code 200, then we are returning only the meme field, meme object, not the whole response. So that's why we are expecting that we will get list of meme model. Okay, so let's try to run and see if we are getting our result or not, or this test case is passed or not. So yeah, this test case is passed. So this is the first scenario once everything is fine. Now try to write a test case when we are getting a failure. So let's copy paste it. When calling get meme, we would get a failure. Okay, we have to set up for that. Okay, we will pass a different response for that. Let's copy paste it. This time we will rename it mock failure response, and this time we will not return status code 200. This time we will return 400, and in place of data we will return nothing. Okay, now if you run your test case this, then you will get an error. Okay, we have to call method again, set up success for get do. Okay, let me do one thing. Okay, we have to pass our updated variable here, mock failure response. Okay, now we will get fail. Now we will get an error. See here what is saying, it's saying that you are expecting this meme model, but you are getting an instance of a failure. So we have to instance of failure. We already have that. Let's see what we are returning from here. We will returning this thing, so we can simply copy this and paste it here, make it const, and try to run now. Let's see what is happening now. Our test case is passed. So let's go through one more time what we did. We created a mock for our do library, so we can override the method on behalf of whatever the method is written inside a do library. So we are using get method which are written in do, so we have to mock this get method. Once this get method would be called, we will return according to us. So we are we have a one parameter that is response. We will return this once this setup would be called. Okay, so once we writing our first state case, that is while calling get meme, we should get meme object response. So firstly we are doing a setup for that, and we are passing our mock response that we will get this response once the do get method will call. Okay, then in the next line, once we call our get memes method inside our data source, then in the next line we are expecting that we will get this model. It's fine. Again the same thing we are doing here also. We are set up for failure once the get method is called, and we are calling in next method the actual get method. Okay, and at the end we are expecting that we will get failure because here we did a failure setup. So let's run one more time both test cases and see what is happening. So our both test cases is passed. So we are done with our domain layer and data layer. Now what we have to do, we will start our presentation layer. We will starting from our BLoC part. So in the next video we will start our BLoC part. So that's it for this video. We will see in next video the BLoC section. Thank you.
In our last video, we saw how to write a test cases for our data layer, and we write a test cases for our data source layer. Okay. So now in this video, we will start our presentation layer. So we start from a BLoC. So let's see what the BLoC is. Basically, BLoC is a state management technique in Flutter. By using that, we can easily handle our app state. So let's understand how the BLoC is works in Flutter. Okay. In BLoC, mostly we have a three things. Mainly we have a three things: event, BLoC, and state. Let's understand one by one by using a simple example. Let's say you have one login screen, and in login screen you have a two input field. One is the email, another one is a password, and one login button. So you can basically perform three events on login field. You can change your email, you can type your password, and you can tap on login button. So these events we will define inside our BLoC event file. Okay. So now comes on state. So once you perform any event, you are expecting some result. So that result or that scenario we will handle inside our state file. Let's say you are tapping on login button. Okay. Then either you will get a failure message or you will successfully logged in inside our application. So what the state we can think as of now? So as of now we can think that either we will get a failure state or we will get a successfully logged in state. Okay. Those states we can define inside our state file. Okay. And the main part is the BLoC. What we will define inside our BLoC. Okay, let's see. Once user taps on login button, then what the action we have to perform, that thing we will define inside our BLoC file. Okay, the logical part we will define inside our BLoC file. The action we will perform inside our event file. The output what we get from our BLoC we will define inside our state file. Okay, and these all things we can implement inside our presentation layer by using a BLoC provider widget, and we will give that particular BLoC name and that particular BLoC state, and according to that BLoC state we will update the UI at a real time. Okay. So now let's come on our BLoC event. and we start defining that. So we will use a freeze data class for that by creating this one. By using a freeze data class, freeze data class, we do not need to create we do not need to implement this abstract class every time. We will use that one time freeze data class, and we do not need to write two string methods that are equal to operator. Okay, and we can also utilize the copy bit method to change our block state. Okay, so let's define our event first. So we have the event name, get mean event. Okay, we will define as a freeze data class get mean event, freeze event, and we have to provide freeze annotation because it's a freeze class. Okay, let's define our first constructor that would be constant, and it would be factory constructor, and the event is we want to get let's name as a get me. Okay, and define like this get me. Okay, so as of now we do not need to pass any parameter, so we are not giving here any parameter like if it requires any id, then in that case we give it here. But in our case we do not need to pass any parameter, so we will simply remove it. Okay, so our event file is defined. Now let's come on our state file. Here we also create a freeze class. Let's make our state name of state, and by using a with mean state, and we will use the freeze annotation to create freeze with a class. And let's define our first constructor that would be a factory constructor. Okay, let's make it that will be default constructor, and let's say it's a get mean state. Okay, and we have a freeze field in our state that first would be required, that is boolean type, and that would be a loading state, because we have to show a loading bar on user screen what this stage this event is called. Okay, and we have another field that would be list of if our call if our use case is successfully called and we got a response. Let's import this entity and we have to make this nullable, because what happens in some cases we can also get a failure. So we have one more field that would be a failure once we are not able to successfully call that feature. And let's make our another constructor that would also a factory constructor, and that is really not a constant. We have our, let's name that initial. Okay, and this time we will use this. We have to return this. That means that, okay, let's add our parameter here. Required is not now, now, and we are saying that initial at the time of initial state of this particular block, the loading would be false. Okay, and let's use the parameter here. Loading new, and our last parameter is failure. Okay, now what we have to do, let me delete our abstract class. Now come on our BLoC file. Here we have to pass this freeze data class dot freeze dot task. Okay, let's run our build runner command to generate our freeze data class for our event. We are getting some error here in our main state. What is that? We have to make it nullable, because inside our initial this is the nullable. So let's make run one more time and see what's happening. Okay, we got our freeze class, and here we are getting error. The main loading is required, but there is no corresponding case. This is required, but there is no corresponding. Okay, let's make some changes here. Okay, we have to remove the parenthesis here. That is not required here. That's why we are getting error. Okay, now let's come inside our block, and once we initialize our block, we have to call our block initial state. That was that means display dot initial. Okay, now we have to listen our event and perform according to that. Okay, we have a one event as of now, that is get means. So inside our block, we will add this here. On get means, we will call our get mean use case, which we define inside our domain layer here. Okay, so let's add this use case in our constructor block constructor. So we'll make this like this. That means define a variable, and we will make this required. Okay, so inside our block event next, we will call this inside our particular event, that is, let me call this use case get means. Okay, this is required one positional argument. So our use case requires one positional argument. Let me say because that is no parameter, because we do not need to pass any parameter to call this particular use case. So simply we will add this no parameter like this. And this, as we know, this is the future, so we have to add await keyword here. For that, we have to make this event asynchronous. Okay, let's return according to the response.code. We will print a new space by using copy with method. We will change the state of particular. Okay, if we are getting a left side, then we will return failure. Okay, and we will make here loading false. Okay, okay, let's emit. Okay, let's see what we have to do now. Okay, while calling this event, we have to show on line number 20 what we have to do here. We have to emit our state with loading true. Why? Because once this use case will be executed, this is take some time, because this is uh, future, okay, future method. So it can take some time because we have to talk with server. So it depends on how much faster we will get response from this. So we do not want to user search on system. So that's why we will say that we will emit the state and say that loading is true. Why? So that user show loading bar on screen. Okay. Let's see what we have to do now. We have called our use case, we got the result, and we are taking that if our response is left side, then we are getting a failure. Then we will do loading call and return our failure. Okay. But if we are getting right side, means our use case is successfully called and we got our response as a new object. So in this time, what we will do, we will emit our state, new state, by using a copy with method. We will change our state and make loading again false, but this time we will add our meaningful again outside. Okay, good. So yeah, we created our block successfully here. We create our event file. We have a one event inside the state file. We have a three field inside our state: loading, mean, and failure. And in block file, we listen that particular event and perform action according to that. Okay. In the next video, what we will do, we will start writing test cases for our block. Okay, by using a Flutter block library. Okay. So that's it for this video. In the upcoming video, we will start writing test cases for our block. Okay. Thank you.
Last video we created our meme block. Okay, so what we will do in this video, we will start writing test cases for this block. Okay, for writing test cases for our block, we will use a BLoC test library. Okay, you can come on pub.dev and install this library inside your pubspec.yml file. Okay, we will use this BLoC test library. Fine. Okay, let's come on our BLoC test and start writing test cases here. Okay, let's void main. Let's provide our script, that is BLoC test. Let's see, this is the templates it provides. It's have basically three effects: build, act and expect. Okay, let's add our first BLoC test. Okay, it's not giving, let me add one more time. BLoC test. Okay, let's replace our this subject block with our block, that is get meme block, and this state with our state, that is get meme state. Okay, let's import the BLoC library. Okay, and let's emit my state. In place of my state, we will emit get meme state when our get memes event is added. This is our description of for these test cases. This have a three main part: build, act and expect. What we will do in build? Basically in build we will build our block. Okay, in act we will perform sub action, that is we will perform BLoC event. Okay, in expect, the output what we want to get from that particular block we will expect here. Okay, so in BLoC test we have a three fields: build, act and expect. Okay, let's see why you are getting error. It's saying that the get meme field is required, so we have to provide the use cases. Okay, let's see what the use cases we are using. The use cases is get memes. Okay, so we will mock this use case. Okay, for that what we will use Mockito for that, and use annotation generate mocks and provide the class which we want to mock, that is nothing but get memes. Okay, let's try to run our build command to generate a mock class for us. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's generated us. Let's import the file for us, that is get meme block test mock test dot. Okay, let's import it. Fine. Now let's create a mock use case, that is mock get memes is equal to mock get memes. Fine. Now we will start adding our setup. So setup success for get memes. Okay, we will use our when callback from Mockito. We will stop our use case mock get memes dot the call method with parameter any, then answer we will return this time right side with argument, that is list of models. It can return either failure or list of memes. So we already have our meme object inside migrated mock, this one, so we will return this from right side, and let's import that migrated mock files here. Okay, so we add a setup in case of get memes. Okay, so let's add this argument. We will add a mock get memes here. Fine. Now we have to perform event here inside our act field. So let's add our first event, that is get meme event dot get memes. we will make this constant. Okay, but while performing this event we have to add this stub. Okay, for that let's make it here. Okay, let's copy it. So simply what we will do, we will call this method before calling the action inside our act block. Okay, so we set up our use case. Basically we stop this and return the right part of our use case. Fine. And once we are calling the event here, and now we will expect it here. What we will expect, we will expect our block state. What the state would be, it would be initially loading true, then we successfully called our use case, then we will make this false, and we have our meme object which we stop here. Okay, we need to remove this constant from here and make it like this. So what we are doing here, we are writing a test cases for our block. So for that we are using a block test library. Okay, block test give us a template which have three things: build, act and expect. Okay, inside build we will build our block and give all the required parameters. Okay, so in our case we are building our get meme block and give the get memes parameter. Inside act section what we are doing, we are stub our use case mock get memes and return the right side of memes, right side of our use case. Okay, in expect we are saying that we will get our state with loading loading true, because once you see here, while this event is listened and once this event will be triggered, initially what we are doing, we are emitting the state with loading true, and we are calling our use case here. Okay, once our use case is successfully executed, we are getting result inside our result variable, and we can get two things: either we will get a left side or we can get a right side. Okay, if we are getting a left side, then we will emit our state with a loading false and return the failure part. And what would be happen if we are getting a right side? If the right side, then we are emitting our state by updated state by making loading false and return the meme object. Okay, so here we are expecting that we will get our meme state with loading true, and once this use case will execute, we will get this loading false and our meme object will be mock list of memes. Let's try to run this and see what is happening. So yeah, our test cases is passed. Now let's try to add another scenario in the case of failure. So simply we will copy and paste it. Emit get meme state when get meme event is added. So in this case what we will do, we will return the failure part. Set up failure for get meme state, and this time we will return left side. Okay, in the left side what we have to do, we can return a failure. Okay, so what we are doing, we are returning the left part with a failure object. Okay, fine. So we already have a mock of failure, we will use that from our migrated mocks. Let's copy from here mock failure in our block. Okay, let's use this and make this constant. Okay, we will call this stub inside our failure part, emits get meme state when get meme event is added with failure. Okay, so we are stubbing our method, then we are calling our event stub, and in this case what will be happen, we will get a failure field. Okay, let's copy from here mock failure. Yeah, this thing we will get. Let's make this cons, or we can do like this, remove this from here. And let's try to run our test case one more time and see if it's running or not. Yeah, we are getting the fine. Let's delete it and let's try to rerun one more time. Okay, fine, our both test cases are passed. Okay, let's try to architect let's try to add a constant here. So for that, let me remove the this file, this const URL. Let's place inside our constant const stat. Let's make it static const base URL is equal to this. What is saying? Can't have a static here. Okay, we have to make a const class. Let's have, as of now, let's declare as a variable. Okay, inside our meme data source, we will use directly from their base URL. Okay, fine. Okay, let's try to run one more time our test case and see. So yeah, fine, our both test cases are passed. So as of now, what we did, we write our presentation layer BLoC part, and we completed the test cases as well. So in the next part, what we will do, we will start writing our UI part. So we will start from pages, and once we complete that, we will write the test cases for that. Okay, thank you. That's it for this video. We will meet you in next video. Bye. So yeah, hi everyone. In our last video, we write a test cases for our blog. Okay, so what we will do in this video, we will start implementing the UI part. Okay, so I deleted all the thing inside the main file, main.dat file. Okay, and created a material app, and let me place this meme home app inside our home page. Okay, let's import the material library and we will call the our page here. Let's delete all this stuff from here. Okay, let's make this constant, and we will make the debug mode false, or we can make it true as of now. Okay, let's come on our meme home page. Here we will return scaffold, which body return container with alignment. Let me give alignment to center. Alignment. Let me give in center. Fine. What we will do, we will wrap our container with BLoC provider. Okay, so for that you have to install Flutter BLoC inside your pub.dat. So I already added, so I do not need to do that. Okay, now we have a BLoC provider. So here inside subject BLoC, what we have to do, we have to call our BLoC, that is meme BLoC. Fine. Now next what I have to do, I will wrap this with BLoC builder. My BLoC name is get meme. Fine. Let's see what the error is. It's saying that get meme is required, but there isn't. So we have to provide the use cases here. So what we will do, let's make this stateful. Okay, so as of now, what we will do, we will declare a variable called get meme BLoC, our BLoC variable. Let's make this private. Okay, and in our initial state, we will initialize this BLoC, and we will use this BLoC inside our BLoC provider. Fine. Okay, let's initialize our BLoC get meme BLoC, and we have to provide the use case get memes. Fine, we have to give the repository, that is meme repository implementation. We have to provide the data source. Now meme data source implementation, we have to provide the BO. Fine. So this is not a right approach. In upcoming video we will see how we can override this by using a injector singleton pattern. Okay, so in the next video what we will do, we will use get it. For that we will register all the services there and we can directly use it. But as of now we will, for a simplicity, we are just doing like this. In the upcoming video we will change this scenario. Okay, so as of now what I did, I declare a meme block variable as a variable, and inside our initial state I initialize this variable, and the same block we are using inside our block provider. Fine. Now let's run our application one more time, debug it. So let's try to add something here. Let's add check if our state is loading. Then what we will do, we will return circular progress indicator. Okay, with constant. And the another state would be else if our state is, if we have some kind of error, then we will return text message with error. Okay, and we will also print that failure, state.failure.message. Okay, and if we do not have this thing, then it's mean we have our list of memes. So we will return container in child, we will print text our memes. Let me print our first meme here, state dot our meme object and the first, and let me print the name. Okay, we have to do a first dot name. This could be null label, so we have to use this operator. Okay, let's try to and let's try to rerun our application and see what we are getting. Why it's not restarting? Let me check. Our app is not rebuilding again. Okay, what's we are doing wrong? Let's debug it. Here what we are doing, here we are defining our block, and inside initial state we are initialized this. Okay, like this, but in future we will use get it. And now inside scaffold we are returning block provider, and we provide our meme block, and then we wrapped our widget with block builder. We are checking if state is loading this, and then we are checking if we got some kind of a failure, then we are returning this, and we are returning this. Okay, let's add a debug point and see what the response we are getting. Okay, see why we are getting that, because we are not calling the event here. So how we can expect the step? That's why we are getting this. Okay, so we have to call block event as well. Get meme block dot add our event is get meme event. Okay, fine. Let's remove the debug pointer from here, and this would be a constant event. Now if we try to rerun, then we will see a loader, then our data is successfully got it. Okay, so in next video what we will do, we will use get it to register all our services, and we do not need to initialize BLoC like this. We can directly access our use cases by using a gadget. So in the next video we will see how we can do that, then we will start our UI part. Okay, that's it for this video. For the upcoming part we will see the next video. Thank you. Hi everyone, in our last video we create our home page and add a BLoC provider and BLoC builder widget and wrap our container with them. Okay, so as we told as I told that we will use a some kind of a dependency injection, because this is not a right approach. Okay, for that, what are dependency injection and why we need it? Okay, let me explain through. Okay, let's say we have a class A. Okay, let me give you example by this. Okay, let's come on this repository. Okay, let's come on our data layer. Let me close it. Come on data layer, repository, meme repository. Okay, we have a meme repository implementation class. Okay, this class is dependent on meme data source. Okay, we create a constructor of this class and there is a one field that is required, meme data source. So this field is required to call this method, otherwise we could not perform any action. Okay, so basically what we are saying that our class A is dependent on class B, means our class meme repository implementation is dependent on this meme data source class. Okay, because some methods of B, why? Because our class A use the some method of class B. How? Our class A using some method of class B, get meme data source, get memes. This method is from class B, so our class A this one using this. Okay, so basically our class A is dependent on class B. So to avoid passing data for each layer, we use a dependency injection. Okay, what happening in dependency injection? Okay, we have a global point. Okay, we have a global point where we register all our services, and suppose a page B needs some services from DO service, so we do not need to pass DO service directly to user service, we just can access from our dependency injector. Okay, let's say we have a three services: DO services, storage services, and language service. Okay, so what we will do, we will create a file, okay, service locator file, and there we will register all of our service. Fine, and suppose there is a class called user service which need DO service, which is dependent on some method of DO service. Okay, we have a class user service which is dependent on some method of DO service. That's it. Let's say we have a DO service and we have a method get method. Okay, so user service class is dependent on DO service, so we do not need to create an instance of from DO service directly. We can get that method from this global locator. Okay, like let me explain through this example. Okay, we have a class A and he is asking that I need objects A and B, please give me those as soon as possible. Okay, so what this dependency injection class will do, it will say We'll say okay, give me few seconds. Okay, he will come back, and it will create a object of those class which he had to give to class C. Okay, so it will create a object of class A and class B inside our dependency injection, and once it's created he will return back to a portion C. Okay, so I hope this is clear how the dependency injection is worked. So basically in dependency injection we have a one global access point where we can access all the instance directly from there. Okay, so these dependency injection we can do from several way. So in Flutter there is one package which name a getit. By help of getit we can easily create our service locator class dependency. Okay, so go on pub.dev and try to install getit. So I already added this getit. So let's hit a command pub.dev flutter pub.get. Okay, fine. Now in our core folder we will create a folder called injector, and inside injector we will create a file injector.dot. Okay, now here we will register all our service. So let's create a final variable of getit instance. For that, getit dot instance. Fine. Now we will create a common method where we will configure all of our dependency. So that method name will be configure dependency dependencies. Here we will register all our services and can access from directly from getit. Okay, so let's register our first okay, getit. We will register as a singleton class. Register singleton. What we have to register? We will register firstly dio. Okay, and then after what we have to register, we will register our meme data source implementation. Register singleton meme data source implementation. This is required getit instance, so we can directly access from this getit service locator because we already registered it. Okay, next what we can register, let's copy and paste. We will register our meme repository implementation. Okay, this is required one field, that is meme data source. How we can access? We can access from our service locator getit. What is that? Meme data source implementation. Fine. Now we will register our use cases here. What the use cases we have to register? That is get memes. Okay, it's required a repository. So how we can get it? By using our service locator getit repository. What the name is? Meme repository implementation. Fine. We can register our dependency services in two formats. We can register as a register singleton, or we can register as a factory. Once we register as a factory, then it will be recreated each and every time whenever there is use. But when we register as a singleton, then it will register at only one time until we reset it. Okay, so we register all of our services. So let's come on our home page now. What we will do here, we will not provide field like this, we will directly access by using our injector. And here what we will give, our get memes. Fine, let import this variable. Okay, and rest of the thing will look like this. Okay, let's try to rerun again. Okay, let's rerun application again, terminate it, and I try to restart it. Give me second. Okay, we are getting an error. It's saying that get it object factory type get meme is not registered inside a get it. Did you accidentally do get it instance instead of getting it? Okay, actually we forget to register our get it. So what we have to do, come on main app, we have to call our this service locator file. We have to call this method where we defined it, this injector, while we start our application. This configure dependency method we have to call inside here. So let's import a file package meme app core. Okay, sorry, core injector dot we will import as a injector. Okay, now what we will do, before starting our application we will configure the dependencies here. Fine, we will call this method. Now this will work. Fine, it's working now. Let's refresh one more time. Yeah, the first loader is coming and then we got our data. So what we did, basically what we did, we create a global service locator. For that we add a dependency injection. Okay, for that we create a global get it variable here. Okay, and register all the dependency to this get it instance. By using this variable we can access all the fields in whole of our application. Okay, so this is more clear than previously what we are creating an object on each and every page. Okay, so now in the next video what we will do, now we will start writing the UI part. Okay, so we will build the card in next video to show the meme. Okay, fine, that's it for this video. In the upcoming video we will start building our UI. Thank you. Okay, hi everyone. In our last video we created a dependency injection and get meme uses cases from our service locator get it locator. Okay, so in this video what we will do, we will start creating our UI. Okay, so come on pub.dev and try to add this package inside our pubspec.yml card swiper. We will use this package to create a meme card. Okay, so let's add it, card swiper. Okay, let me run popcat. Okay, let's see how we can use this. We will come down and see there is a one we have to return swiper widget. Okay, it's take a swiper control we can modify it. Okay, fine. Okay, okay, let's copy it. Okay, and simply paste it here. Try to add this widget. We'll add this library. Okay, fine. Okay, so what we will do basically, as a item count we will provide our meme list, meme dot length. If this is null, then this would be 0. Okay, and what we have to return inside our network, we will say that we will return state dot meme. Okay, let's create a final variable here. Memes is equal to state dot memes. Okay, we have to create here, and we will pass the index here. The meme would not be null, so let's add meme and URL. Okay, fine. Let's rerun. Okay, pagination, let's remove this. Okay, we will use fit box fit dot fit bit. Okay, fine. Yeah, let's make some more changes. Swipe control. Okay, what we have an option, we can change the color. Okay, let's change the color here. Let's make colors dot, what we can make, black. Let's, okay, black it's not fine. Let's make red, or let's make it, what we can make, let's make it black. Let's keep it black. Okay, fine. The next thing what we can do, inside our meme object, what we have name as well. Okay, we have box count, name, so we can also show the meme name. For that, what we will do, we will return image network with column. Let's wrap it, there is no widget, let's wrap it in column. Children image network, that's it. Okay, let's make main axis alignment center. Okay, and we will show, we'll use sized box for space, let's say 20, and we have a text field. uh, Here we will show the meme name. Let's use state dot, or we have our meme field, meme dot name. Fine. Add style. Text style will font size, make it 20, and will add font weight bold. Let's keep it constant. And we do not need this. Okay. What we can else we can use inside our meme field? Let's say what the other field we have? We have id, we have name, we have url, weight, height, and box count. So let's see what we can do else to improve our UI. Okay, let's give some padding to our text, from 18 pixel. Okay, so that's it. We are not going to work on a UI part. I just wanted to show how our project architecture would be, how the clean architecture works, how the TDD is working, how we write a test cases. So we almost done. Now what we have to do, in the next video we will write a widget test case for this. Okay, in next video what we will do, we will write test cases, widget test case for you. Okay, so for this video we have done. In the next video we will start write test cases for this. Okay, thank you. Yeah, hi everyone. In our last video we created a UI for a meme card. Okay, so I just break down this part and place inside a various folders. Okay, so now what we will do, so in this video we will start writing widget test cases for our UI. So let's come on our test folder, create a file which name a meme homepage. Okay, meme page test.art. Let's start creating main. Okay, and here we will write our test widget, first test widget test. Give a description. Okay, let's say a description. While pumping our home page, we should able to see each widgets. Okay, let's make this tester and we'll return the asynchronous. Fine. While pumping our home page, we should it should render. Let's make the description. It should render each widgets. Okay, now let's try to pump our page. Tester.pump widget. What the widget we have to pump? That is meme app home. Okay, we will wrap this inside a material. Okay, let's make this home, make it const. Okay, let's come on material home, add some key. let's add a key called, let's create a key here, constant key align widget key. Let's make it align widget. Assign this key to this widget. Okay, now in our home page, what we will do, we will expect this, expect find by key, add the key, and there is a one alignment widget, so we will find one widget. Let's try to run and see what happens. Let's kill this and let's try to run it and see it's running or not. Okay, so we are getting an error. It's saying that you didn't register the get it. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to register our use cases here because we are using it here. So we have to register inside our test case. How we will do, get it dot register, let's import it, get it dot register, this register singleton. For that we need to create a mock of our use case. Let's create it first, generate mocks for our class get memes. Okay, let's run a build command to generate this. So finally we created our this file, mock file. Let's import this, we'll import this mock file inside our test case dot. Okay, now let's register the, let's create a mock get memes. Final mock get memes equal to mock get memes from our memes mock class. Now we can register our dependency, get it I dot register. Okay, let me register singleton. Okay, what we have to register, we have to register our get meme use case and will pass mock get memes. Okay, so now let's try to run and see what we are getting now. So it's saying that the stub for call method is missing because we are calling here, you can see meme homepage, inside our initial state we are calling our event and this event is calling get meme use case. Inside get meme use case this is called, this call method is triggered. Okay, so we have to provide stub for this method while running our test case. Okay, so let's do it. Inside we are here, what we will do, we will set up inside our setup all, we will stub our method inside of when. Let's create a when from mockito and mock get memes. Once this call method is called with any parameter, we will ensure return what, right side. Okay, this is asynchronous. Let's import the dots and what we will return, we will return a list of meme model. Okay, let's return this and we will import this. Fine, now let's try to run one more time. Okay, we are getting an error. Let's see what it's saying. You must use await with all future returning test API. Okay, so while we pumping the page we have to await it and then we have to call tester dot pump and settle to pump the page successfully. Now let's try to run it. Okay, we are getting an error that the following network image exception was thrown, resolving the image http request failed. Okay, we are using a network image inside our UI, so we have to override this. So what we will do, we will override http overrides dot, we will globally, we will initialize this null. So now this should work. Okay, our first test case is passed. Okay, let's run this application, and okay, let's try this part. Let's try to test this part, either we are getting this circular progress indicator or not. Then how can we test it? What we will do, okay, we will add a constructor of our meme homepage and add a one field with get meme block. Okay, get meme block, we will make it nullable if this field. Okay, let me add it first, then we'll explain it. Let's add a final get meme block, that would be nullable. Get meme block, get meme block, and let's add it here inside our home page constructor. Get meme block, fine. We will do one thing, we will initialize this get meme block widget dot get meme block. If this is null, then we will create our block by using a get it, and by providing a get memes use case by help of get it service locator. Okay, fine. Now while pumping this widget, what we will do, we will pass this block. Then let me pass this block, what the block name is get meme block. What we have to do, we have to create a mock block for that. How we will create, we have to, okay, let's me create our mock block. So now what we have to test, we want to test this, okay, this part, circular progress indicator. So what we have to do, okay, we added this inside our meme page constructor, we added this block if this, and while initializing this value of our local variable block, we are checking that this block is not null, then we will create a new block, otherwise we will use this block. Okay, so from our test cases, we are passing this block, we create a new block here, we create a new block mock uh, mock get meme block, okay, which extend mock block, and we are passing our event get meme event and get meme state, and this block is implementing this block, our meme block. Okay, once you see here, and here we are creating an instance of our mock get meme block, fine, and this block we are passing while we are pumping our widget meme home page. Okay, by this mock meme block, we will make changes in this block state. Okay, and according to that we can test our home page, to test our home page each widget. Okay, so let's see how. We have, firstly what we have to do, we have to create a stream controller for that with our get meme block state. Let me create a stream controller of get meme state let what we can name it, meme state controller. Okay, stream controller of get meme state dot broadcast. Okay, now we will stop this by using a when listen. We will provide our block mock get meme block and the stream controller stream, this stream, and we are saying that our initial state, we have to also give our initial state of our block. So let's make it get meme state initial. We are saying that this would be our initial state. Okay, let's make it loading true. Fine. Now let's try to expect our next widget, that is we circular progress indicator. We will expect by type this time. That would be one widget at a time. So let's add a type of our widget, that is circular progress indicator. So we will add it here. Now let's try to run one more time. Here we are pump our widget, then we are use the tester.pump, then we are expecting the alignment widget, and after that we are expecting we are getting a surplus progress indicator or not, because inside our initial state, and while we pump this widget, we pass this mock get meme block. Okay, and we stop this at a loading too. Okay, now let's try to run it. Okay, now our this test case is passed. Now what we have to test, we have to check this widget either we are getting error or not. Okay, let's add one key for this. Okay, let's name it error text key. Let's define a global key const key error text. Okay, let's find it out here by key error text key. Once you run now, then you will get an error because currently we are on this state. Okay, so we are not able to find this, we do not have this widget. What we have to do, we have to change our block state to this state. We have to change our block state to failure state. Okay, so how we will do it, we will use our stream controller here. Our stream controller name is meme state controller, then we'll add a new state. How? Let add a get meme state initial. This time we will make loading false, but we will return a failure. Okay, let's make it const, and we have to pump this because we are changing the state. Okay, this thing we need to do here. Okay, now let's try to run. As you can see, our test is passed. Now in the next state, what we have to test, either we are getting this widget or not. So let's make changes in our state. Let me copy this and we'll paste it here. This time we do not need failure, this time we need our meme object. So we will provide list of meme from our migrated mock list of meme. Okay, fine, let's pump. Now we can expect this time by type, and what the widget name is, swiper. Okay, let's add this library. Okay, swiper. Now try to run this. Okay, we are getting an error. It's saying that timer duration. Okay, because of inside a swiper library some kind of timer is used, so we have to stop that. Okay, so how we will do that, let's see. Okay, we are getting timer duration. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's make it pump, this pump to pump and setter, and let's try now. Okay, now this test case is passed, so we will successfully write the test case for our home meme homepage. Now what we will do, we will write the test case for our widgets folder. Okay, let's write down for that meme homepage inside a widget. Okay, let's create one more folder, that is widgets. Okay, we have one widget, that is meme card. Okay, let's create a meme card test dot. Let's create a test file void main test widget. Let's give a description, should render our meme card properly. Okay, let's make it as a tester for simplicity, make it asynchronous. Now what we will do, we will pump our page directly. I'm sorry, we will pump our widget. This time what we have to pump, we have to pump our meme card. There is no need of this. Okay, let's remove this. What it's saying, the name is, the meme is required but there is no corresponding. Okay, let's add a meme object from our migrated memes. That this is that. Let's give it first element. Okay, let me import it and we'll pass first. Okay, let's pump our page tester.pump. Now what we will do, inside our test file meme.card, let's add a key for our card, const meme image key meme image. And what the another widget is, we have this meme name with. Okay, const meme name is equal to key, and that is meme name. Okay, let's assign this key to corresponding element. Now we will assign this key to this one. Okay, let's try to find out either we are getting these widgets or not. We will expect find it by key. We'll add this find one widget, copy this line and we'll paste it meme. This time we will find name key. Let's try to run this and see what's happening. Okay, it's saying that. Okay, what we have to do in our setup, all we have to override all the http at a global http overrides dot global, we have to make it null. Now let's try to run it. Okay, now let's make it pump and settle. Yeah, our test case is fast. So finally we return the test cases for our UI layer as well. So we almost complete the whole application. We write a data layer, we write a domain layer, we write a presentation layer, we write a blog for our state management, we write our UI, then we write test cases for all of them. The one thing which we left, that is we have to write integration test. Okay, so in the next video what we will do, we will write a integration test for our application. Okay, by using Flutter integration test. So that's it for this video. In the next video we will start writing that. Thank you. So yeah, hi everyone. In our last video we write a test cases for a widget test. Okay, so in this video what we will do, we will try to write an integration test for our app. Okay, fine. So for that I created a folder which name integration test at the topmost layer, and inside there I create one more folder, that is presentation, and inside there I create a file name meme homepage test.dart. Okay, for integration test we have to add a package called integration test, this one. Okay, this is from Flutter SDK. So we will add this inside our pub.dev, inside our pubspec.ml. Okay, and then try to install it by using a Flutter pubget command as usual. Okay, once you complete this step, now we will try to write our integration test. Simply void main, then we can start, we will write inside a group. Okay, let's give the group description, will test our app flow and to end. Okay, fine. Firstly what we will do, what we have to do, we have to use integration test widgets binding dot ensure initialized, that our app is fully initialized or not while we testing your application. Okay, what we have to do, we have to pump our app. For that let's import our main file package meme app, main.dart. Okay, as app. Okay, now we will add this app dot main. Fine. Okay, let's add asynchronous. We'll do a pump and settle while we. Okay, we are missing something, we have to add our test here, no? So what we will do, we will add our first test widgets. This will, let's give some description, make it tester, and we'll return this. Give a description that our app should tap on meme card and go back and forward. Okay, now here what we will do, here we will pump our main app and add a tester pump and settle. Okay, now what we will do, we will expect that find dot by type. Okay, let's say finds one widget, either we are getting this particular widget or not. Okay, So what we have to do, inside our meme home page we will check we are getting our swiper widget or not. Okay, let's add it here, swiper. Okay, let's wait for few seconds, future dot delay, add a duration of 5 seconds, make it const. Okay, now let's try to run our integration test. Then how we can run our integration test? For running integration test we have to use this command flutter test, then we will provide the file which we want to run, integration test presentation meme homepage test. And if we want to run the whole test case at once, then we will simply run this flutter test and integration test, that's only. Okay, now let's try to run it and see what's happening. Okay, now our integration test is start. Okay, it's loaded and it's completed. Now what we will do, we will try to tap on arrow button. So let's find expect find dot by icon, icons dot arrow. Let's import material first, finds one widget at a time, that is arrow back iOS and arrow forward iOS. Okay, arrow forward iOS and arrow back iOS. Okay, what we will do, we will try to tap on this icon. Let's add tester.tab, we will find by icon, let's give this. Okay, we'll add a pump and settle, we'll tap 2 times forward side, and after that we will add some delay here. Okay, then we will tap on back icon, arrow back iOS and back iOS, that's it. So what it will do, it will start our application. Okay, okay, then it will find either we are getting a swiper widget or not. If we got, then what it will do, it will start this, it will find this 2 icon. If these are there, then it will go ahead, then it will tap our forward icon 2 times, then wait for 5 seconds and then tap back icon. So let's start test one more time. So now it would be start our test cases. Okay, it's running, it's tapped right side then back side and our test is passed. So that's it. So we finally complete our integration test as well. So I think we are completed our project right now. We are started from domain layer, then we write a data, then we come on presentation part, we create a UI, we create our BLoC for state management, then we create a injector for a service locator. Okay, and then we write down our test cases, unit test, widget test and integration test. So I hope you understand why this clean architecture and writing test cases are important for our application building. So that's it for this video. Okay, thank you.